Guys, if you're watching this video, it's because you're well on your way into CT12. And what I want to do today is I want us to think about what it means to become Jedis with our phones. Now, if you're like me, you've got a smartphone, and most of the time I look at my smartphone and I think of it as just being a neutral object. And that's a dangerous mindset to have with a phone, because with some technology, it's almost like there's a downward gravity. We may not realize it, but it just sort of pulls us a direction that's unhelpful. And what we need to figure out is a form of spiritual jujitsu, a way of using that downward weight or gravity productively so that we can control our phone doesn't control us. And just to give you a label to think about what that can look like, I want you to think about becoming a Jedi with your phone. And so think about that image of a lightsaber. We've all seen Star Wars. They've got these crazy swords that are lasers. And we've probably thought to ourselves, it'd be really fun to play with a lightsaber. And it would be fun. It would also be frightening, because if you're not careful with a lightsaber, it'll cut your hand off. And so if you were actually holding that lightsaber in your hand, you'd be thinking, wow, this is amazing. But you'd also be thinking, if I'm not careful, this thing's going to take my leg off in a millisecond. And when we hold our phones, guys, guess what? We should have a similar thought, that this is pretty cool. It can do some amazing things. It can also lead me in all kinds of dangerous directions if I'm not careful. And so one of the things that we want to do with CT12 is we want to help you be freed from the habits, the unhealthy habits that you've fallen into with your phone. And we want you to be able to use that phone in a way that's actually productive. And that's what we mean by being a digital Jedi. Now, if you go to the Leader's Guide, menneedhelp.org, you'll see a little tab that says Digital Minimalism. And what you will find there are just 5 simple rules. And these are some rules that will help you figure out how to manage your phone well. I'll just mention a couple of them. Some rules that I think could make a big difference in your life this week. And rules that rather than taking from you will actually give back time and energy in a concentration that you didn't even realize that you had. Here's one. For the duration of this program, let me encourage you, if you're able, to limit your social media engagement to what's necessary for work and for needed communication. Okay, think about that with me. So if you have to use social media for your job, fine, do that. If you need to communicate with people, and that's how you do communication, okay, communicate with social media. But all of the mindless scrolling that is just a waste of your time, cut that out and see how much more time would you have if you weren't so focused on social media, and how much more present could you be with the people that you love if you weren't constantly distracted. Guys, here's another rule that I would encourage you to think about. Turn off all the unnecessary notifications on your phone. We're so easily distracted as people, and we really don't need that beep constantly coming up simply to tell us an update from a score, from a sporting match. And so, guys, rather than have all of these notifications that constantly pull you away from something that's more important, turn them off. Take away the temptation, and that's going to help you. And just one other thing that's really helped me, specifically with my morning devotionals and also at the end of my day, is setting a time before this time where I choose deliberately to say I will not check email before this time, and also a time in the evening when I say after this time, I will not check email. And guys, this is so important, because what happens to me, and I think you'll probably identify with this, is sometimes I'll wake up, I want to have some time with the Lord, I pick up my phone, maybe even to read the Bible or do something spiritual, but then I check my email and I see something I was meant to get done yesterday, or that I have to get done today. And all of a sudden, all I can think about, the whole bandwidth of my heart, is taken up with thinking about that project. And so, guys, protect yourself from that happening, and do so by just saying, okay, before this time, I will not check email. And after this time, I will not check email. And what that'll do is it'll give you space at the start of your day and at the end of the day to be present with God and to be present with other people. Now, guys, this is something you're going to struggle with continually, so you need a band of brothers that actively talks about how to use technology well, and specifically our phone. So for additional guidance, let me encourage you, go to menneedhelp.org, the Leader's Guide. You'll see there's a PDF you can download that's got some discussion questions from Tony Rinke's book, 12 Ways Your Phone is Changing You. So you maybe have read the book, you maybe haven't, doesn't matter. Take those questions and use them to assess how you're using your phone and in what ways your phone may actually be hindering your walk with God. Don't just think about it, talk about it with other men, because this is a topic, it's a real challenge, more important than we even realize, and we need guys that will continue to challenge us, ask probing questions, and encourage one another, so again, that we can be Jedis with our phone, not be hurt by them, but use them in a way that's spiritually productive.